going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some more Idle Heroes. And today, much like we did a couple days ago, we did a Walther Bloodblade comparison. We're going to do a Vesa Ormus comparison because they are the two big healers in the game. A lot of people compare them. A lot of people, which is better. A lot of you probably already know. But the fun thing is, we're going to go through it again. All right, we're going to go through it. We're talking about their stats, their skills, what they do, which one's better, why they're better, and should you use them, right? That's kind of the important thing. So we're going to first up jump into the heroes section. We're going to scroll all the way down. We're going to start with Ormus because he's the closest to what we're doing. All right? All right. So here we are at a 10-star Ormus. As you can see, pretty decent HP, 400,000. Decent attack, armor, speed. They are pretty slow because they're priests, but priests are the only category of hero that actually get two different buffs to speed in their tech. They get an actual flat speed buff, and they also get speed, I think it's tied with attack or skill damage or something later on as well. So they can get kind of sped up a little bit, but the most important thing here is going to be the skills, right? That's kind of the important stuff. So first up, the active skill of a 10-star Ormus is going to deal 125% of his attack as damage to 2 random backline enemies, while it heals all allies for 200% of his attack as HP, with a 30% chance to heal an extra 340% of his attack as HP for 3 rounds. Can't be dodged. Not bad, right? But as you can see, the base heal is pretty high, and the extra heal chance is really high. So a lot of people say, Ormus is an amazing healer, and he is. We'll keep going. We'll keep going here. Healing 3, this is the first passive. Attack has a 100% chance to deal an extra 50% of his attack as damage, and heal a random ally for 50% of his attack as HP each round for 3 rounds. In the Aspen dungeon, it doesn't matter. The random ally will always obviously be Ormus that gets extra healed, but in normal battles, that can kind of bounce around through your entire team, and it can be good, but it can also kind of be useless as well. So, the extra damage isn't bad. Why not? Over here, this is another passive skill. HP and attack buff, 35% HP, 25% attack. Not a huge deal there, just kind of a deal. The third one here, while below 30% health, heals all allies for 135% of his attack as HP. Can only be triggered 1 time. So, not bad passives. Obviously, built to heal. That's kind of his game, right? Ormus is a healer. So we're going to jump over and we're going to check out Vesa as well. Like so. As you can see, stats are actually pretty similar. Vesa is a little bit faster, a little bit lower armor, a little bit lower attack, and a little bit lower HP. But they're super duper close. It's not like oh my god, Ormus is so much higher statted. Not really. They're really close. But the active skills here, let's jump into them. First up, Sky Collapse. The active skill here deals 262% of attack as damage against 4 random enemies and heals all allies for 120% of attack as HP, lasts 6 rounds. Okay, so obviously immediately you can see the active skill damage of Vesa is massive compared to Ormus. Ormus was only doing like 125% to 2 enemies. She's doing 262% to 4 enemies, so she puts out a massive amount more damage with her active skill, but her heal looks a little bit less, right? 120% of her attack, where his was 200%, with a chance to do 340% extra. So obviously, Ormus can do some powerful heals. You wouldn't think Vesa could do quite as much. But we'll continue. We'll continue! Queen's Amnesty 3, the first passive here, increases attack by 30%, HP by 25%, and crit by 35%. Similar to Ormus in the first two, attack and HP, but she actually adds crit, because most forest heroes do have some form of crit, which means her damage obviously is going to be a little bit higher already, because crit is going to increase the damage you output by quite a bit. Now moving over, we've got another passive skill here. Each attack heals you for 120% of his attack as HP for 3 rounds, and grants you a plus 30% attack bonus for 3 rounds. Now here's where things get a little different. Ormus has nothing like this. He has a random extra damage, random extra heal. She's going to heal herself, but while she's doing that, she's also gaining attack. As she gains attack, that's also going to boost the damage she puts out, and also the amount of HP she heals. So that passive right there is really important to kind of deciding factor here of which one gets the most heals and the most damage. Vesa obviously will always do more damage, but this right here kind of cements that role for her. The last one here, passive skill, while below 50% health, has a 100% chance to silence for 1 round all enemies and increases own crit damage by 60% for 6 rounds. Obviously can only trigger once. A pretty nice little deal there, depending on when she goes in the turn order. If she goes at the end and the silences them all, and then it's like next round, it's like, Yeah, it didn't do much, but it can save you a little bit. But mainly that 60% crit damage for 6 rounds is going to be intense. It's an absolute ton of crit damage, especially since she already has high crit over here. So that's going to put her up in a pretty nasty area of damage. She does drop below 50% health, but that doesn't really happen a lot in PvE because the mass amount she can heal and the fact that she always heals herself. But it can happen, especially in PvP. Big heavy hits from like an enemy Vesa can drop her down pretty quick. But there you go. Those are the passives. With that being said, it's testing time because we actually have both these heroes and actually have them both at 8 stars. So I can 8 stars. So I can actually do a little bit of testing on them. It won't be the 10-star version in the first part, but I do actually have screenshots of a buddy I use to battle celestial bosses. He has both a 10-star Vesa and a 10-star Ormus in his lineup at all times. So I actually have these stats and the numbers from 10 stars as well. But since I have both of them at 8 stars, I just kind of want to run one real quick attack with them to kind of show you, even at 8 stars, where the difference is between the two. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to knock everything out of here except for Vesa and Ormus. Actually, we'll put 2 more. We'll put a Gru in there to soak up the frontline damage so they're not getting skills faster than the other one, because that's kind of you know what I'm saying? And what else are we going to drop in here? 1 more. We'll put a Walter in there. Just because, why the crap not? Shouldn't affect anything with the other 2's damage. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here with these 4 heroes. Why 4? My snake actually buffs 4 monsters damage, so I might as well benefit from that. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to see what they do in damage-wise. And as you can see already, Vesa's hitting harder. I didn't show you their gear. I'll show you their gear after this, just so you can see. They have the exact same gear equipped, the exact same artifact equipped even. It's a weak artifact. It's crappy, because it's not like a great one. But I just kind of wanted to put that in there. They are exactly statted the same right now. Attack stones on both of them, all that good business. But you'll see. You'll see here in like 5 rounds. It's going to be amazing. I don't know if the snake monster is bugged. If you guys notice that, like when you read his description, it's like doing like 260,000 damage and then an extra 100,000. But it's dropping like 290 grand. And it's nowhere near that on my dude. So I don't know if that's a little janky. But I'm not going to argue with it. It sounds good to me. So here we go. We got defeated. Sad face. Of course we did. But here's we go. The damage. As you can see, even at 8 stars, without Vesa's extra bumped up stuff and stuff, without Ormus's bumped up stuff, Vesa still does more damage. A couple 100,000 extra damage there. There's no crowd control that really factors in at all. And the heal, as you can see, Vesa massively out-heals Ormus. A huge amount. Now, this is to be expected at 8 stars. If you look at the difference between an 8-star Ormus and a 10-star Ormus, it is massive. But we'll jump in and show the gear real quick, just so. 3-star orange, because I had 2 sets of 3-star orange. I just put an HP artifact on both of them, HP and speed. They both have the Agate stone with pure attack on them, as you can see. HP thing. So they are statted the exact same. They're really close. As you can see, Vesa actually has more HP. Not a hundo sure why. She just does. But it's a thing. It's a thing. But anyhoodles, with that being out of the way, a couple screenshots going to pop up here real fast like. This is the 10-star Ormus to Vesa. As you can see in the damage, the Vesa still out damages Ormus by quite a bit, a little over double actually. She hits like a freaking train, and that's to be expected. You could tell from just her skill damage and stuff like that that she was going to do more damage. But when you look over at the heal side of things, she actually heals a lot more as well. And that plays in with that passive we were talking about where she attacks, and she actually gets more attack when she attacks. That plays a big role in how much she can heal, and as you can see, she actually decimates Ormus in the healing. So, what does that tell you? Obviously, Vesa's the better hero. If you've got both, go with Vesa. But as you've seen in that guy's team, he runs both. And the good thing about running both is they do run in a faction aura kind of thing. You can run 3 Fortress, 3 Forest, and running an Ormus and a Vesa together may allow you to pump damage on your Ormus, like attack on Ormus, but pump crit damage on your Vesa and use her more as a nuke, because she can drop million plus crits, and it's pretty crazy when she does it. So you can obviously run it that way. There's no reason you can't run both in a party, but if you're only going to run one, absolutely choose Vesa every time for every activity. It doesn't matter if it's the Brave Trial, the Aspen Dungeon, PvP, Vesa is better than Ormus at both roles. She's a stronger hero all around. Definitely take a Vesa. Alright, but like I said, you can run them both. They do pair pretty well together. I've seen people run like Ice Blink, Emily, Ormus, and then Demon Hunter, Rosa, Vesa, and it's a pretty solid combo. I mean, you've got crowd control from Ice Blink, and he gets sustained like crazy from Ormus's heals plus Vesa's heals. It's kind of hard to take him down. And obviously you get the crowd control from Ice Blink, the crowd control from Demon Hunter, and then Emily and Rosa kind of buff everybody with attack and stuff like that. So, like I said, you can run them both. They are very good healers. They do complement each other pretty well in a team, because if you run one as your healer, you can run Vesa as a damage dealer, and she can put out nasty freaking numbers. So there you go, guys. Not a super long video there, but that is the Vesa Ormus comparison complete, and as you can tell, Vesa is the clear-cut winner. Alright? So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button and show your support. If you're liking the channel, make sure to subscribe as well. Tell your friends about it. Definitely helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next one.